Welcome back, dear viewers, to your trusted source for updates on royal families around the world. Today, we're bringing you a development that has captured the attention of many followers of Middle Eastern royal affairs. We're discussing the latest news surrounding Sheikh Hamdan and his former wife, Haadiya Zen. For those who have been following this story closely, you'll know that the relationship between Sheikh Hamdan and Haadiya Zen has been a subject of significant interest and speculation. Their marriage, which made headlines when it was first announced, was notable as Haadiya was his second wife, and their union brought two beautiful children into the world, Sheikha and Rashid. The relationship between Sheikh Hamdan and Haadiya Zen has been a complex one, marked by both moments of joy and challenges. One of the most significant aspects that reportedly affected their marriage was the fact that Haadiya did not come from a royal background. In many royal families across the world, marriages between royals and non-royals often face unique pressures and expectations. Let's delve into the recent developments that have brought this story back into the spotlight. According to recent reports, Sheikh Hamdan was presented with an ultimatum regarding his relationship with Haadiya Zen. He was given a 3-month window to consider remarrying his former wife. This timeframe was crucial, as it represented a potential turning point in their relationship. However, as the 3-month period came to an end, Sheikh Hamdan made a decision that would permanently alter the course of their relationship. He chose not to pursue remarriage with Haadiya Zen. This decision appears to have been a definitive one, marking the end of any possibility of reconciliation between the former couple. What makes this story even more intriguing is the involvement of Sheikh Hamdan's cousin. Reports suggest that this cousin has harbored feelings for Haadiya Zen for quite some time. In what appears to be a significant gesture of closure and moving forward, Sheikh Hamdan reportedly reached out to his cousin to discuss the situation. During this conversation, Sheikh Hamdan is said to have expressed that he was ready to move on completely from his relationship with Haadiya Zen. In what many see as a remarkable display of family solidarity and personal growth, he gave his blessing for his cousin to pursue a relationship with Haadiya. This development represents a significant shift in the dynamic between all parties involved. It's worth noting that in royal families, such personal matters often have broader implications and are handled with great consideration for family traditions and diplomatic relationships. The children from Sheikh Hamdan's marriage to Haadiya Zen, Sheikha and Rashid, remain an important factor in this situation. In many similar cases involving royal families, arrangements regarding children's upbringing and their continued connection to both sides of their family are carefully considered and planned. This situation raises interesting questions about modern royal marriages and how they navigate personal relationships in the context of traditional expectations. The fact that Sheikh Hamdan has chosen to give his explicit blessing to his cousin's potential marriage to Haadiya Zen suggests a level of maturity and understanding that goes beyond personal feelings. Looking at similar situations in other royal families throughout history, we can see that such arrangements are not without precedent. Royal families have often had to balance personal happiness with duty and tradition, and this situation appears to be another example of finding that balance. What makes this particular case noteworthy is the apparent amicable nature of the resolution. Rather than allowing the situation to create lasting tension within the family, Sheikh Hamdan's decision appears to pave the way for a positive outcome for all parties involved. The timing of this development is particularly interesting, coming at a time when many royal families around the world are adapting to changing social norms and expectations. The way this situation has been handled might be seen as reflecting a more modern approach to royal family matters. For those who have followed Haadiya Zen's journey, this new chapter represents a significant transition. Her marriage to Sheikh Hamdan brought her into the spotlight of royal life, and now she appears to be entering a new phase of her life, albeit still connected to the royal family through a different relationship. The reported long-standing feelings of Sheikh Hamdan's cousin for Haadiya add another layer of complexity to this story. It's not uncommon in any society for relationships to evolve and change, but when these changes occur within royal families, they naturally attract more attention and scrutiny. This situation also highlights the importance of family bonds in royal circles. The fact that Sheikh Hamdan chose to personally communicate with his cousin about this matter shows the significance of maintaining family harmony and proper protocol in such sensitive situations. Looking at the broader context, This development could be seen as an example of how modern royal families are finding ways to balance traditional expectations with personal happiness. The decision to allow and bless a marriage between his former wife and his cousin suggests a progressive approach to family matters. The children, Sheikha and Rashid, will likely continue to maintain their close relationship with both sides of their family. In royal families, ensuring the well-being and proper upbringing of children is often a paramount concern, regardless of changes in personal relationships between parents. This situation also brings to mind other instances in royal history where former spouses have maintained connections to royal families through new relationships. While each case is unique, there are certain patterns in how royal families handle such sensitive transitions. The reported ultimatum period of 3 months is particularly interesting, as it suggests that careful consideration was given to this decision. Such timeframes are often set to ensure that all parties have adequate time to reflect and make informed decisions about their futures. The fact that Sheikh Hamdan chose not to pursue remarriage during this period indicates that his decision was well considered. It's often said that making clear decisions about relationships, especially in high-profile situations, requires both courage and clarity of mind. The blessing for his cousin to marry Haadiya could be seen as a way of ensuring that she remains connected to the family in a positive way, which could be beneficial for all involved, especially the children. This kind of arrangement can help maintain family stability while allowing individuals to move forward with their lives. It's worth noting that royal families often have unique ways of handling personal relationships and marriages. The involvement of extended family members in such matters is not uncommon and often serves to maintain family unity and ensure smooth transitions during periods of change. The reaction to this news from various quarters will likely be mixed, as is often the case with royal family matters. Some may see it as a positive example of how modern royal families can handle personal relationships with grace and maturity, while others might view it through a more traditional lens. Looking ahead, this development might set an interesting precedent for how royal families handle similar situations in the future. The apparent emphasis on maintaining family harmony while allowing for personal happiness could be seen as a blueprint for managing complex family dynamics. The timing of these developments also raises interesting questions about how royal families are adapting to changing times. The way the situation has been handled might reflect a more modern approach to managing personal relationships within traditional royal structures. The reported long-standing feelings of Sheikh Hamdan's cousin add a romantic element to this story that many might find appealing. The fact that he has apparently waited respectfully and is now receiving the blessing of his cousin to pursue marriage shows a level of patience and family loyalty. This situation also demonstrates how royal families often find ways to keep important relationships within the family circle, albeit in different forms. The potential marriage of Haadiya to Sheikh Hamdan's cousin would maintain her connection to the family, which could be beneficial for all involved. The 3-month ultimatum period that was given shows how such important decisions are often handled with careful consideration in royal families. This kind of structured approach to major life decisions is characteristic of how royal families often manage personal matters. The fact that Sheikh Hamdan made his decision clear and communicated it directly to his cousin shows a level of personal maturity and family responsibility. Such direct communication can help prevent misunderstandings and ensure smooth transitions in complex family situations. What makes this story particularly interesting is how it combines elements of traditional royal family dynamics with more modern approaches to handling personal relationships. The balance between maintaining family traditions and allowing for personal happiness seems to be carefully considered. The potential future marriage between Haadiya and Sheikh Hamdan's cousin could serve as an example of how royal families can adapt to changing circumstances while maintaining important family bonds. This kind of arrangement might become more common as royal families continue to evolve in the modern era. From a broader perspective, this situation reflects how royal families often find ways to handle personal matters that could potentially be problematic in ways that ultimately strengthen family bonds. The apparent amicable nature of these developments suggests a thoughtful approach to family matters. The role of children in such situations cannot be overstated. The fact that Sheikha and Rashid will maintain their connections to both sides of their family through this arrangement shows how royal families often prioritize the well-being of the younger generation in their decisions. As this story continues to develop, it will be interesting to see how all parties adjust to their new roles and relationships. The way this situation has been handled so far suggests a commitment to maintaining positive family relationships despite changing personal circumstances. This development also raises interesting questions about how modern royal families balance tradition with personal happiness. The apparent willingness to find solutions that work for all parties involved might be seen as a sign of how royal families are adapting to contemporary expectations while maintaining their essential traditions. The fact that this situation appears to be reaching a positive resolution speaks to the importance of family unity in royal circles. The ability to handle such personal matters with grace and consideration for all involved parties is often a hallmark of successful royal family management. Looking to the future, this situation might serve as an interesting case study in how royal families can handle complex personal relationships in ways that preserve family harmony while allowing individuals to pursue their personal happiness.